discriminant of quadratic equation is an expression under the square root in the formula that we use to solve quadratic equation. So, what type of quadratic equation we are talking about? It is the format ax squared plus bx plus c is equal 0. And x12 is equal negative b plus minus b squared minus 4ac divided by 2 times a. So discriminant in this formula, d, is the expression under square root, which is b squared minus 4ac. Question: why do we separate and notate as a d? What is the reason? So because of this using the value of discriminant without solving entire quadratic equation, we can figure it out whether the equation has two solutions, one solution, or no solution whatsoever. Okay? So, how we are going to find out? Here is the first case. If discriminant is greater than 0, then we have two solutions, x1 and x2. When discriminant, at the case number 2, when discriminant is equal to 0, then we have one solution. And if discriminant is less than 0, then we have no solution. Okay, let's practice. Let's use this statement to solve quadratic equation. So, first case, we have 3x squared minus 4x plus 2 equal 0. So let me write down, because this is type of quadratic equation, we are going to use a x squared plus bx plus c is equal 0. To make it easy to solve, let me write down how much is each coefficient, which is a, b, and c. So in this case, we have a, well, let me write down red color, a, b, and c. Our a is 3, b is negative 4, right? And c is positive 2. Let me write down. A is 3, b is negative 4, and c is 2. So let's identify discriminant. Discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. Discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. So from here, discriminant is equal negative 4 squared minus four times 3 times 2, right? 4ac. All right? And we have 16 minus 24 is equal negative 8. So from here we have that discriminant is less than 0. So if I plug into equation, the solution or formula for solution x12, we are getting x12 is equal negative b, which is going to be positive b, plus minus square root negative 8. Let me write down as a d, because we mark down as a d, right? Discriminant d over 2a, 2 times 3. So this is going to be 4 plus minus square root negative 8. Since there is no square root cannot have negative number, right? Therefore, we have no solution. Yes? So without going through all this formula, so once you identify a discriminant, b squared minus 4ac, and if it gets less than 0, negative number, you already know that it has no solution. Second example, x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 0. Okay, let's figure out coefficient. A, B, and C. So A is equal 1, B is equal negative 6, and C is equal 9. Okay, so from here, discriminant is equal b squared minus 4ac, which is equal negative 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 9 is equal 36 minus 36 equals 0. Okay, in that case, for the formula, the solution x12 is equal negative b, okay, let me write down this time, negative b plus minus square root d, that's our formula, right, over to a. So since discriminant is 0, we have only negative b over to a, right? And it's going to be negative 6, right, plus minus square root of 0 over 2 times 1. And that is giving us 6 over 2, which is 3. So x1 is equal x2, and that is equal 3. Okay, next one. Number 3, x squared minus 4x minus 5 is equal 0. Now, it just happened in all these 3 equations, no, this one I have a that differs from 1, but in number 2 and number 3, my a is equal 1. It's just a coincidence, so you don't have to question why is it 1. It just happened, that's all. It can be any number, it's just like in first one. See, it's 3 there. So x squared minus 4x minus 5 equals 0. A, B, and C. So A is equal 1, B is equal negative 4, C is equal negative 5. Okay, so from here, discriminant is equal b squared minus 4ac, and that is equal negative 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 5, and that is equal 16 plus 20, and we are getting 36. And from here, so we are saying that discriminant is greater than 0. That means we are going to have two solutions. All right, x12 is equal negative b plus minus square root discriminant divided by 2a. Okay, negative 4, right? Plus minus 36 and divided by 2 times 1. And from here, we are getting 4 plus minus 6 divided by 2, which means x1 is equal 4 plus 6 divided by 2 is going to be 5. x2 is equal 4 minus 6 divided by 2 is equal negative 1. I have to say, this method is my favorite method because I call this method as a universal method because it doesn't matter what type of quadratic equation you have. Any quadratic equation, just any quadratic equation. If you know this method, you can apply to any quadratic equation. Are we clear on this? That's why I call it universal. You don't have to factor anything if you don't want it. So this method you can apply to any case of quadratic equation. Okay, now let's solve more advanced equations. Okay, so we have let me write down here. Advanced equations. Well, and still quadratic equations, obviously. So we have x to power 4 minus 10x squared plus 9 is equal 0. So we need to have x squared plus ax squared plus bx. Let me write down. We need to bring down to the format ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So I'm going to do substitution. And this is type of substitution I'm going to do. Y is equal x squared. Okay, I'm going to substitute. And as a result, I'm going to get y squared minus 10y plus 9 is equal 0. Okay, so let's write down coefficients. A, B, C. All right, A is equal 1, B is equal negative 10, C is equal 9. All right, so let's find out the discriminant. Discriminant is equal, so we can figure out how many solutions has this quadratic equation. B squared minus 4ac, and we have negative 10 squared minus 4 times 1 times 9. So discriminant is equal 100 minus 36, which is equal 64, and which is greater than 0. Okay, let me rewrite separate. Discriminant greater than 0, which means we are going to have two solutions, right? x12 is equal negative b plus minus square root discriminant divided by 2a, which is equal negative 10 plus minus square root 64 divided by 2 times 1. And from here, x1 is equal positive 10 plus 8 divided by 2. X2 is equal positive 10 minus 8 divided by 2. This is going to be 9. This is going to be 1. Now let's bring down substitution. Y is equal x squared. So our y, 1, it's going to be equal square root, positive square root 9, equal 3. And y2 is equal negative square root 9 is equal negative 3. And then for x2, it's going to be y3 is equal positive square root of 1 is equal 1. And y4 is equal negative square root 1 is equal 1. I would like to give you some information. I don't know if you know about that, but the degree of the equation, let's say in this case we have degree 4, highest degree of equation is 4. Degree of equation identify amount of solutions for the equation. Degree is 4, then now we have 4 solutions. If whatever degree is the equation has, that means that equation has that many degrees. Quadratic equation has highest degree 2. That means it has 2 solutions. Cubic equation has degree 3. Let's say x cubed plus 2x squared plus blah 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 whatever equals 0. It has plus x, for example. Then it has 3. It should have 3 solutions. Okay. All right. So we solved this one. Let me solve one more, the last one. And that is going to be 4x minus 9 squared minus 5 times, let me see, 5 times 4x minus 9 and plus 6. How I'm going to solve this one? This is definitely quadratic equation because look, here we have degree 2 and here we have degree 1, right? Okay, and plus available term. So I'm going to substitute 4x minus 9. So that will give me y squared minus 5y plus 6 equal 0. Now this one, in this case, we can factor it down because it's too easy. So I'm going to do y minus 6. No, it's not factoring actually, negative 6. No, it's not factoring. No, we can't. Okay, so we are going to with method of discriminant again. So discriminant is equal b squared minus 4ac, and b squared is negative 5 squared minus 4 times a is 1, c is 6. Yes? Okay, let me write down A, B, and C. A is 1, B is negative 5, and C is 6. Okay, so let's continue solving. So discriminant is equal 25 minus 24 equal 1. Very nice, easy case. So from here, y 1 and 2 is equal negative b, which is going to be negative 5. Let me rewrite this. Negative 5 plus minus square root of discriminant divided by 2 times a. And we get 5 plus minus 1 over 2. All right, y1 is equal 5 plus 1 over 2. y2 is equal 5 minus 1 over 2. Here we get 3, here we get 2. Okay, now let's go back, 4x minus 9. So y is equal 4x minus 9. So plugging 3 is equal 4x minus 9. So from here, 4x is equal 12 and x is equal 3, right? And here is also, what do we have? 2 is equal 4x minus 9. 4x is equal 11 and x is equal 11 over 4. So there we go. This is our answer. I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something from here. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in next video.